And what we're trying to get at, why I feel this episode is important, stop tuning out every communication from a vendor because something might be really important, something might be exclusive, something might help your company go to that next level. And just because you're just like sitting in your cube collecting a paycheck doesn't mean that you should be avoiding that communication. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Business Roundtable. Today we're going to talk about the dangers of gatekeeping. Did you ever receive a phone call that you're like, oh geez, another telemarketer? Or did you ever receive an email and you kind of shoo it away? You don't even really read it? We want to talk about the dangers around that behavior. It is extremely risky. We're going to share some real success stories or not so successful stories about people that we've met every day and have expressed that, oh, what? Wait a minute, you contacted me? And we're like, yeah.
Now, one thing I will preface this conversation off with is that, I understand that not every opportunity that comes to you as a business owner is going to be a good opportunity. There's people who, deliver fake promises and all this stuff. And it's understandable. That's the industry that we're in, unfortunately. There's people like that and businesses like that. But to make sure that you don't run into that sort of situation, you have to understand the market. Do your own research. Understand the variables of each market. If it has to do with growth, if it has to do with organization or optimization or, just fulfilling something, solving an issue, understand that aspect of your business so that when someone does call you, you know what questions to ask that will sift out those people who won't deliver exactly what they promise.
We get it that some executives that are the decision makers are busy. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But, you need to put aside the time to review what's being offered to you and your company. If you're a marketing executive, if you're a financial executive, if you work for our company, it is your responsibility to do the best job you can. And sometimes with the ever-growing world we're in and ever-changing world that we're in that evolves, technology changes, things change, things improve. And if you are too set in your ways and you avoid every opportunity that's presented to you, you could put your company, your employer, whoever in a bad situation. So when it comes to like gatekeeping or if somebody's soliciting you, we recommend, and we're going to tell some real stories of examples. You should always take a look at what is being offered to you. If somebody calls you, of course, you don't want to be called. You're busy. You probably let it go to voicemail every single time. You should stop doing that. You should try your best to answer some of those calls because we have seen situations where a call was answered, that person was listened to, and it produced massive improvements to the company as a whole. Another example is we witnessed a small business owner. There was something that was exclusive that was only available to certain industries, let's say, and only one person in an industry could use it in a certain territory. We had a president of a company almost angry.
Yeah.
That we already sold it to someone in their industry. And they're like, well, wait a minute. Why? And in my head, I'm like thinking like your general manager.
Yeah. The biggest question there to build off of what you're about to say is that the opportunity was shot down before it ever got to the person who made the decision.
Yeah. So you gatekeepers out there, you gotta. Luckily, that person that did that no longer works there, but that president was upset because no matter how much they begged, how much they offered, we could not break that exclusivity. And what we're trying to get at, why I feel this episode is important, stop tuning out every communication from a vendor because something might be really important, something might be exclusive, something might help your company go to that next level. And just because you're just like sitting in your cube collecting a paycheck doesn't mean that you should be avoiding that communication. Now, that person who avoided the communication, or actually, I don't believe ever pitched it to the owner, who just, yeah. Oh, okay, dude, you sure about that? You sure about that? Like that meme. But like, seriously, we found out, which I always suspect, we found out from the president, wait, whoa, I was never told about this. I'm like, Mr. and Mrs. President, I'm sorry. This was shot down October of 2019. I have the email to show, to prove. So just, whether you're a gatekeeper, if you're a decision maker, keep your eyes and ears open, because those are opportunities that could materialize into something huge for your business.
One way to, as a business with, let's say, 100 employees or something along those lines, you have 50 to 100, maybe even more. One good way to make sure that your business isn't missing out on legitimate good opportunities that could help your business is, there's a couple different things that you could do. You could take advantage of conferences and networking events. So not only will you get case studies and understand this solution a little bit better by going to these conferences, but also at networking events, normally you can meet people who have tried out whatever it is that you're being pitched, or you can, you meet someone who has used something similar and you can see how it had benefited or hurt their business. You learn a little bit more about whatever it is that's getting pitched to you, and you can understand, how to sift those bad ones out. That's a very important aspect. One thing that I wanted to mention was a story from a couple years ago where a technology, an artificial intelligence technology was pitched to a certain person. That person said, you know what? That person is a business owner. And they said, you know what? We're not interested in this. This is, we don't need this as a business. We don't. And it was like, all right, okay, that's fine. No problem.
You know how insane that sounds? Just the sound like this.
They went to a conference. They went to a conference where they learned about what we talked to them, where they learned about what we talked to them. And they came back and they called us and they said, I want access to that thing that you pitched me. I want access to it now. I went to this conference. I learned about it. I saw case studies, not from the same one, but something similar. And now they're using it, and it has made a big difference in their business.
I wanted to create this episode just to inspire people to have an open mind, an open line of communication, because you never know when something's going to be presented at your doorstep, on your phone, in your email box. And here's the thing. Some people get mad about like unsolicited email a little bit too much. Like most executives are busy where they just, whatever, they've thumbed through it. If you are getting extra angry about spam, first of all, you probably hit your prime in the 90s.
All right, relax.
You need to chill out. No, they need to fucking relax. It's just an email. Nobody got hurt. Nobody was injured.
I don't even think...
Nobody... Hold on. We got to do a nice Andy G zoom in. A very passionate... Nobody was hurt. If you receive an email that was unsolicited, you don't need to get so mad. Fuck, dude.
Is this a personal experience?
Just shut the fuck up and scroll or delete or whatever. You don't have to flip out. You don't. Nope. Nobody got hurt. Did someone get hurt? No. No one got hurt. It was just an email. It was a harmless email. This is business. Just go back to your day. So anyways, an unsolicited communication, it doesn't always have to make you angry. If somebody calls you, you don't need to get mad. If it's for business, if somebody's trying to sell you a vacation, okay, I get it. You're at home, you're eating dinner, whatever, put the phone down, okay. But if you're in business, this is the world of commerce. This is the world of exchange. You have a right to contact someone as much as someone else has a right to contact you, either through email, phone, targeting on ads, or whatever. This is the world of business. This is how we conduct ourselves. So you need to participate or go back in your cube and Don't do anything. And when you do that, then you start to see that people are beating you in the marketplace. You need to keep your eyes and ears open, and it's not always trade shows where you learn about new tactics. Sometimes someone might call you or email you about something that can really help your business. That's what I'm trying to get through to the folks at home, is to keep an open mind. If somebody calls you, give them a short amount of time. This is what I say. Get to the point, dude. Or can you get to the point? Like, tell me, what is it? What does it do? Okay. How much is it, ballpark? If they're trying to set a meeting, well, I got to set a meeting first. Just say, hey, man, give me a rough idea of the range. Try your best to do that. Give them the opportunity. If you feel that it's not a fit now, like I mentioned in other episodes, you can either say yes, no, or maybe so. If it's maybe so, then you give them a time when to call you back so they don't keep calling you every single day. Yeah, give me a call in 6 months. Give me a call next year. If somebody emails you with something that's interesting but you're not ready right now, communicate back. Stop ignoring, stop ghosting. You're not an angry teenager on Snapchat. You are a business executive. Okay. Just remember. Okay. No. We're just the behavior. You're a business executive. You are not a 15-year-old on Snapchat on the couch chewing bubblegum. You need to behave like a business person. Is
it common for someone to get really annoyed at that?
The behavior.
He goes, no, not really.
Dude, the behavior of some people in today's business world is sometimes it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, but let's stick away from, let's hop away from that and talk about.
I'm 43. Maybe I come from a more traditional background, but still there needs to be some element of just mutual respect for that professional that's working. And you got to think deeper than just your own like closed little world. Like, oh, huh? What's out there? No, these people, this is what they do to put food on the table. This is what they do for a living. Have a little bit of respect. Just go ahead.
That was a fantastic speech. What I was going to say is this topic kind of came.
It's frustrating. I guarantee a gazillion salespeople who have to deal with this bullshit. They're like, yes, dude, that's bullshit. People who ghost, people who do that. Salespeople want an answer.
We are the answer.
They want an answer. Like, that's the thing. Like,
no, okay. So real quick, I just want to mention that we had an experience recently where the gatekeeping of someone within a company hurt the business a little bit. I mean, it didn't hurt the business, but they missed out on an opportunity that could really greatly benefit their business. And I'm not just saying that because it's, a product that we work with, and that's not what I'm saying. Genuinely, the owner was annoyed because they didn't have this opportunity put in front of them.
Just to kind of give people an understanding is you need to change your mindset.
More open-minded.
You got to change your mindset and be more open-minded. Stop. You don't need to try to be a douche.
Yeah.
You don't. And here's another thing. It's like the level of disrespect and just attitude from certain industries. You don't know everything. You can go to 100 trade shows, strut your shit, go to a couple booths, go to a couple breakout sessions. You are not Einstein. You are not better than anybody else. Everybody is learning. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. If somebody calls you to teach you something and there's an opportunity to learn something new, dismissing it does nothing but give you an extra 3 minutes of your day to play on your phone, look out the window, scratch an itch. I don't know. But if you spent that 3 minutes actually talking to that person and figuring out if there is an opportunity being presented, maybe it's not. Maybe it's bullshit waste of time. Maybe it's someone calling you saying, yeah, we can be your outsourced white label partner. Okay, yeah, you get a ton of those. I get it. Get out. But every once in a while, there could be something special. And we have seen this firsthand. We're not talking about us selling shit. I have seen other people lose opportunities by shooing something away. They'll find out 4 months, 5 months, 6 months later, they're like, wait a minute. Oh, my buddy is using that thing. I could have sworn they called me. I remember the name. Oh shit, I told them to go fuck themselves. Seriously, like I've seen it happen so much in the business world that's why I feel like we need to make an episode about this. Is it's very important to give every communication at least a little bit of time. Look at it. Look at the beginning of the email. Look at the end of the email. Just scan. You don't have to read every single word.
The one thing I look for when I get a lot of promotional emails just for vendors and stuff like that. One thing I do look for is if they go for selling the product or if they go for a meeting. If someone goes, and maybe this is good for a business owner and for someone who's trying to, sell something through emails or whatever it is. If it's for a meeting and they start off the email with a value proposition and then they go for the meeting rather than giving me all these fucking breakdowns of this and that and why it's amazing for my business. It's like when I see an email that comes in that shows a value proposition, asks me for a meeting, I'm actually more likely to be like, yeah, why not? Let's find 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Let's hop on a call. Let's see how it works out. And from that, we have a couple vendors that we work with through business development and through, different things, not really, we have different vendors that we work with that have actually made a pretty decent impact in benefiting the business. And, I guess that's one thing I wanted to mention is like one way to sift through these as a business owner. If I'm on my email and I see something that says, I know my business, I know what to ignore and what not to ignore. If I see something that says some bullshit that I weeded out or something that I know my business doesn't need because I already do a fantastic job with another vendor or myself, I'm going to delete that. Or I'll say, not interested, man. Let's save each other some time.
But when something is really shouldn't be ignored and you see people ignoring it, we have seen somebody and then that competitor gets what we're talking about, and then the other person who went is like, I don't want to get too far because I don't want to.
Now I just want to step away from our. But here's the thing.
I'll speak high level. We have seen one person listen and do, and the other person be an ignorant fuckface, and that other person who was ignorant, kaboom, and the person who listened, la 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 la, up into the heavens, just wonderful, just greatness, right? What's wrong? Ignorance, open mind, greatness, right? Because they listened, applied, and progressed. We have seen it in a variety of situations. It's not biased to us selling something. It's been other things. Like, let's say there's a software that someone else is using.
I mean, we're not. It's also like we keep saying, selling something. Like these people don't really know our businesses. We're also consultants.
Every salesperson out there watching this knows what I'm talking about. If you sell something or offer something that's very special, and most importantly, very exclusive, and somebody says no to it too quickly, do you know what you're passing on, ma'am, sir? Do you know? If you don't know, then it's time to learn more until you are crystal clear that you are not ready for this type of improvement. Hey, maybe your shit doesn't stink. Maybe things are great. Who knows? Maybe there's superpowers just feeding you business and you just magically don't need anything.
I want to flip the script a little bit.
Flip that script.
So let's talk about being one of those people who are sending out those promotional emails or whatever it is. I'll send out some emails occasionally, right? I don't normally do that, but I used to do it quite a lot. My strategy has changed a lot, but the best way to get a response from an email is what I said before. Simple and sweet, quick. You can use a Calendly link, or you can ask them what time works best for you. One thing that works out well is I'm going to be in the area this day. What time is best for me to stop in?
Calendly.
Make it as simple as possible for them. Value proposition, schedule email. Don't make it too long. Don't add all this fluff. People don't need to see it. If they're interested in it, then they're going to work with you. Make it personalized or personable. Not personalized, make it personable. So if you're sending out a bunch of emails, let your personality show in the email. Because if you send something that's extremely scripted and it looks like shit and it sounds like shit when you read it back to you, it's going to look like shit and sound like shit when they're reading it in their head. You don't want that happening. Other thing is the subject is very important because that is the first thing that they see. A couple things that I've done that have worked really, really well. Sometimes I put the name of my company and my cell phone number. Leave it like that. Value proposition, schedule meeting. Occasionally, I'll get someone who calls me because it's like, why, like they left their cell phone number right in the subject. That's interesting. No one does that. I've done it and it's worked. A lot of the times when I see emails come in for vendors or for whatever, it's always it's always a pitch on the subject line. Always a pitch on the subject line. Never do that. Cut your ROI or better ROI or better this, better that. It may work, but it doesn't. The first thing you want to put is the name of the company and then maybe a dash value.
But ladies and
gentlemen,
gentlemen,
thank you so much for watching
ladies
us
and
today on Real
gentlemen,
Business Roundtable.
Wait, look. Doesn't have...
Thank you so much for joining us today on Real Business Roundtable. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you get notified every single time we post a new episode. Also, check us out on Instagram for updates, clips, and more. Peace out. Catch you next time. Peace out. Catch you next time. We done. We lit. It's Friday. We out.